dummy. So we'll go back to the lifts that we were doing off the head setup, just warming up. Can you see the dummy all right there?
Yeah, it's good.
And so that was, well, if it's a bag, so it's got no arms. So we've got one hand on the head. Just have the other one just by your side, but in tight, as if they're fighting for you. And so what we're going to do is shoot one arm in, then this hand drops, shoot, grab in a gable grip, lift. Just basic warm-up kind of thing to get started. I'll just quickly watch one or two. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, I like that as real 2 steps on the arms. Good. All right, let's go. Okay, and time. So just a quick technical thing. As you go to the underhook, so this one's the collar tie, this arm's going to go for the underhook. What we want to do is also get chest, we will be chest to chest contact. And so we go in, and as this arm is going through, we're kind of sticking ourselves onto them like this. If we leave any space, you can see I can get to here, and if there's space, he can worm his arm back in and underhook me. Whereas if I can get in and get here, he can't anymore, it's too tight. And so we want to get our chest contact, and lift. And so for the next one, from this position, like this, we were shooting this arm. This time we put this one as if it's on the shoulder, like that. And we're going to shoot this arm. So it's down, in. So we're just reversing the angle. It's the one that's on the collar tie that's going first. Boom, boom, lift. All right. Good, yeah, and just do another one on the other side. That's it, yeah, and really try to, if you just watch the camera for a sec, this is my collar tie. I want to try to keep as much as my arm in place and just kind of do this. I don't want to go out and then come in. You kind of fold your arm down their chest. Like you're almost doing like a Wing Chun chicken beak for a second. Like as you go under like that, there's like this scooping action. All right, let's do it. Okay. So that's kind of, both of those work when you're in like a longer clinch, like a normal kind of head and arm clinch, and you're trying to get close. And so in this one, you can see it would be useful for me to do the first one because I'm on the outside of his arm here. So I push it out, underhook, underhook, lift like that. And that's a pretty stock standard way of getting in, is one hand's on the head, one hand's arm fighting here, you underhook, grip behind, lift. The other one would be more likely if I had the collar tie on the inside of his arm. I don't know if you can see that very well, but, and so we're here and he's on the outside. That's quite easy for me to get the underhook from there. So those are the two main ways you'll do it. But sometimes you just do like a blitz grab. And you see this a lot at lower level grappling, especially in tournaments where the guys aren't hell skilled in takedowns, which is just, you're kind of on the outside and they just basically go, and just hug really, really fast. And so there's like a skilled way of doing that. This dummy's a bit short, but if we're grappling here, and say I kind of release, I pop the hands and shoot both arms straight down like that. And it works. You can do it from completely cold. We're not even attached. The dummy will fall over if I totally let go. I just change levels a bit and shoot both arms really straight down the pipe. The most important thing is not to go hug like that. It's like you're trying to shoot your forearms into their ribs, rip and lift. So we'll do that one. And so for you, I'd say start just a long way back and try just not to go like that. Try to really get down. See, like I actually smacked my head into the bag. Try not to go and turn your head. In real life, that means I'll push on your head. You do have to sacrifice your face a bit and just go straight in. Wrestlers aren't pretty for a reason. Good, good. And get the arms a bit tighter and a bit more of a George Silva true time. Like arms go like as the body's shooting. This is foil, baby. Yeah, like that. Good, good, good. All right, let's go. Yeah, and relax for a sec. If you just watch mine for a moment, my guy can kind of stand up for a sec. And you'll see it's quite a collision-y kind of move. And so I'm kind of shooting into his chest, and this would often be a bit of a half shot, like that, where you are ducking your head offline a little bit, like that. So let's do this now as a true half shot, because that's where this leads. And a half shot basically means where we're not really going for an underhook, we're more going for like here, but we don't want to rugby tackle too much like this because it's easy to block. And so what we want to do is from the outside is dip and come back up. You see, it didn't take much for me to get there. We're not, freestyling down to a knee and coming back up. It's just dip, catch, back up, like that from the outside. So it does work kind of like a shot. Like you do step in lower like that. You just don't go all the way down. So be as far back as you can. Good, good, good. See if on your first step, step a bit closer and change your level a little bit more without bending from the back. Yeah, like that. That's it. That's it. And the reason why we do that is when I turn this guy around, you can see if we're here and I drop to a shot and if I bend over a bit, his weight starts to push me down towards the ground like this. And the more bent I am, if he's a good wrestler, he'll splay his legs out. And see, I'm having to take all the weight. This is called being caught under a sprawl. And it's not an easy position if they know what they're doing to deal with. So what we want to do is when we make our entry, we want to dip quite straight like this and quickly pop up the other side. And so if they sprawl, and this is like the chain wrestling element, they sprawl back and we go behind or something. There'll be some kind of answer because we've kept our posture. Otherwise the sprawl drives us down into the ground. So yeah, it's to get through this arms and chest area safely. Shoot and lift. All right, let's do it. 1 minute. That's it, yeah, and a little bit more ear collision with the bag, like smack into it with your head. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And relax. And that's it. And you'll feel right. Oh my God, what about the guillotine? Like what you said, it's shooting doubles. There can be the issue of feeling like, you're like this, and they'll just scoop your head straight away. But because I'm so close to the camera, if I shoot like a freestyle wrestler, boom, and I like this, the guillotine isn't that on because of my posture. Yeah, my neck's super open. But the thing is, as soon as they take it, we tilt and land down. The guillotine's really on if you get caught leaning forward because your posture, you can't defend your neck. You just have to do this. Whereas if you take a shot and you like that, you're ready to go behind the guy, but also he ends up more grabbing your face because it's kind of hard to get a guillotine in at that angle. And so let's do it because you got mats and I'm on something soft as a shot. And so the main thing, I remember I was saying to you the other day, like when I see some people do the shot drills on a bag, it's like, oh, that you won't get that takedown. Because there's like two major components to a shot, the penetration step and then the step coming around for the finish, like on a basic shot. And so what a lot of people do, I'm just going to put a cushion down. is they see them as two distinct movements. And so I'm here, I'm going to shoot with my head to this side. So this will be my penetration step. And so they go 1, like then this is the whole first movement, 2, and they get to here and then they kind of pause. And so if I do it quickly, they're kind of going like that and getting into the position. And then 2 will be lift and takedown. But that will never work because the person, if you pause under there, even if they're not sprawling, if they just start pushing you, you'll end up collapsing back to guard because I don't have any momentum. And so it's far less important about going down to the knee or something on your penetration step and doing like something pretty on the front leg and going bang and turning. It's better for it to be a bit of a tackle than like that because you just won't get the guy down. People's reflexes, it just won't be that easy. Instead, if I did it more just a bastardized, you can see it keeps the momentum going. And so even an old dude with shot knees can hit a double because I'm not trying to do like I don't know if you've ever seen wrestlers do like knee slide drills and stuff. I can't even do it anymore. I'm too old, but I don't have to be because it's just clear the arms and take the dude down as long as you keep decent posture. So we'll do a shot like that where we're not trying to get like a formal knee slide or anything like this. This is much easier to learn. We're just going to shuffle in, drive, step to the outside, and keep going. So the footwork is really simple. It's just a little step forward, grab, step to the outside, boom. So once more, I've got my hand on the top of the bag, I'll just do it with no arms. Just stand square and take a little step with my right foot, like this. Head starts to go to the left side. You can see I'm low, but I've still got decent posture. I step up, which clears my posture, and take down. Not super pretty, but it's easy. All right. Yep, then outside. Good, good. And unlike a regular lift, because that was good, and then because we've been doing body locks, you finished it with a body lock lift. For this one, we'll do it more like a regular shot finish, where I step in, boom, and just keep it going in a bit more of a tackle. All right. Yeah, like that. That's it. That's it. And so the key there is to get your left leg on the outside of the bag and almost behind it. So you've taken a step and then this foot, when you're grabbing the legs, goes all the way through like that, and that's my lift. So smash into it a bit. Yeah, good, good, good. That's it. So we'll just do a few of those just to the lift. So no takedown. So it's like this. Tilt, back down. Tilt, back down. Untimes. Nice, yeah. And see if you can get it up and the legs across. I know your bag's so floppy. Yeah, like that. That's it. That's where you want to catch it. Yep. All right. Oh, yeah, that's great. That's it. Good, good. All right, let's just have a 1 minute break. Get some water. Can you see the dummy all right? And am I in frame?
The ground's just slightly off, but the rest is fine.
Oh, cool. Okay. So those are kind of like the major ways that you get in. Like say we start unattached, which is a bit hard with this guy, but we're out here, we can't, in a normal wrestling sense, reach each other. You're often in quite a bent over stance and looking to control head, hands and wrists like this. So obviously you can't body lock from here. But as soon as you start getting in on the arms like this, you can see I'm starting to move towards body lock. And so a lot of it is simply about keep pulling them into you and don't let them get back. But with gis on, totally different story, because when they're here, they'll bunch up your gi, and it's like until you get that off, you really can't get any closer. And that's when some of the moves like going low and stuff work a bit better. But from here, the main way is here to clear the arm and body lock, have inside control with your head control, underhook, and like we did at the first one, like just straight in. Or if we have to, shoot a bit and clear the arms and get in more in the low point. So the last thing from there, which we're not going to drill because we're not really doing freestyle yet, we're doing body lock, would be a totally unattached shot, like from all the way out, boom, bang, kind of thing. But that's one that I think on these guys is kind of hard because it's like, and then go on the open shot. So that's probably enough on entries. So we'll do a few of our carries. And last time we were doing the carry where we get them up and we turn 180 degrees. And so I like to go one way turning inward and then the other way turning outward. The key when you turn outward is the trailing leg has to do an adjustment step or you'll tear your fucking ACL.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that. All right, so let's do lifts with the turn. 180 degrees. Go. Okay, relax. So we'll go to a drill we haven't done for a little bit, which is the shoulder lift, but we'll do it with a little carry. So shoulder lift becomes more of an issue when you're going a bit lower because you tend to lift a little bit on your shoulder. So we're going, you see I've got him up sort of high chest shoulder, and we're just going to walk This is a difficult carry. Down, reshoot, up onto the upper chest and shoulder. So you can see this clearance here. This is a tough lift.
All right. So these are side steps, are they?
Yep, yep, yep. Good, that's it. High as you can get, and then a reshot every time at the end. Oh. Yeah, relax. Okay, that's probably enough lift, or we're going to run out of gas. So we did the revision on the pure body lock to all directions and the knee sweep, but we didn't do the foot sweeps, I think it was. So let's look at these from the body lock, and then we'll do the slightly longer clinch. So first up, I can't throw as hard here because I'm on concrete with a carpet on it, basically. So I don't get to do my big throws. But first one is going back corner. So we've lifted, and so we're stepping back and block down like that. So it's a foot sweep, but we're still turning and going down with them. So the alternative, which we'll look at after that, would be the more kind of classical judo one. We might not even be in a true body lock and just more of a foot sweep. But let's do it as the body lock finish first. It was way more. So backwards corner foot sweep. Nice, perfect. Yeah, that's it, great. Just do a couple each side. That looks good. Good, just pause for a sec. I know your mats are quite hard, so it's difficult to do it, but see if you can get to side controlling one movement off the trip. So from here, I mean, it's usually going to be hard to do, but you trip, and if you land like this, you're quite likely to be able to get half guard. Ideally, if we're off at 90 degrees, as soon as you hit the landing, you're in a better spot. And so from here, and get right up high, and that stops them from being able to turn. You can see, I mean, a really great spot to get entangled arms, because to cushion their landing, they'll hold on to you. And then you're here, which is like a modified Keza, but really it's straight into side control. And you've got entangled arms on both sides if they've stuck their arms up, which they probably will because they don't get hurt. Yeah, that's it. Rush to the side and try to land hips down if you can. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good. And you just basically, the more you can get to that position early, it's just the less chance they have. And especially if you can keep the body lock quite tight for as much as the way down as is safe. You see I'm kind of climbing through Keza into side. And it almost feeds into like north-southy type positions because it's all just controlling this side in particular, whichever side you've grabbed. All right, that looks good though. So we'll move on to forward diagonal trip. So I'm throwing in kind of that way. It's not going to be a huge throw. From here, taking forward, and on one I'm just going to step past as I jack and take down. We've done this one a fair bit. But yeah, it's just the knee sweep but done with the foot. Nice and good landing. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a really good one. You got the timing right on the sweep. Yeah, that's great. All right, relax there. So the next one that we looked at was back throw. And so this is done purely as a trip. And it's that sacrificey one. I hope I don't fucking whack my elbow or something. So we're behind them. And again, we've gone for the lift. Can't do it. They're sagging their hips. And so we looked at using the knee to go and drive them down. That's optimal because it's got a lot of force. But sometimes for whatever reason, they're just at an angle where you just can't use your knee. Or they're just like so heavy that it feels like that still won't really do that much. And so from here, I'm going to bring this foot up to hit this leg so that my knee or upper thigh is across the other leg. And so as I drag, and you can see it's a straight sacrifice that I just turn at the last second. I am dragging him back, but you don't want to feel like you're just putting your leg there as a block and then flopping to your back because you'll just pull them into your guard probably. You might get back control, but you're someone that doesn't want to do those moves, you know? Like, I wouldn't want to do this personally and think for real fighting, I'm going to go and end up with a guy on top of me. That's not really how I intend to street fight personally. I mean, yeah. And so what we want to do is get that block, but then we do kind of kick it a bit with our foot like that. And so that's how we end up on top, because as we're falling, we're also shooting our foot like a break fall. It's the same movement. All right, so try that and just drag it back a bit as you do it or it feels unrealistic. Perfect. Yeah, yeah. Did you do this one at judo?
It's just a break fall.
Yeah, it's just a basic break fall, and you just cup their foot and just break fall with them. yeah, just get a little bit more kick. And because the more you can do this, I've actually seen someone pretty much get concussed on this throw because the kick was so severe that he went, bang, like just straight onto his head. And because the guy was like this fourth dan expert, and he really didn't do it as a drag. He kind of like punches your foot out from underneath you like that, so you fall on the spot. It's fucking deadly. Yeah, like that. That's it. Exactly. And the lower you can get, I'll use the lounge to assist me and shoot the foot like this, the more you can get that like, and they just land like parallel to the ground. Nice, good. And it's generally more important to be able to do this on your right side because that's the side that most people will try to hip toss you from. Yep. Like if he's trying to hip toss me, he'll probably be like this. And so I need to be really good, actually, sorry, the left leg, at doing it this way because that's the side that's open to me when I'm here. And same with Cianagi's the opposite. If he's got my arm like this, I'm going to need to do it on this side. But generally, most people when they hip toss you try to throw you over this side because they're right-handed. And so you need to have a good left Taniatoshi as a result. But yeah, often you use it as a hip toss counter. Say I'm trying to hip toss him. I get in and he goes, boom, and knocks my legs out from under me. And that's the usual way this throw happens. Let's move to front. So that's diagonals and back. So front, we've been doing that hook, which was this one, but that's more one where you're going to try to fall into mount. So we'll do one more as a trip where we've only got the tiniest little lift. And so it's the same foot sweep action. From here, I need to step past, then I need to bring this foot up and drop him down that way. And so there's like a 1, 2, 3 kind of movement to get around their legs. So if I do it quickly, and down with him. Okay. It's pretty easy. It's just a quick little footwork transition. Beautiful. Yeah, yeah, and did it as a dump. The main thing in BJJ, the reason you don't want to let go of them is because you want to get points when you hit the ground for clearing the guard. Good, good, good. Try not to ride him down though. Take him down with your chest. So again, from here, I'm going to use my left kind of pec and shoulder to keep the force going down into him like that. And you can see I would be headbutting him as he landed if I did it that meanly. Okay. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Stay tight on him. Exactly. It's also from a fighting perspective, like, you know, the streets, is that there's some advantages to dumping him. Like if I go foot, boom, it might hurt him, but also you can boom and all this stuff. But once a person's moving on the ground, they're actually pretty fucking hard to hit clean. I think I would go for a landing that made me do this and land smothering them so you can hit, but still get up quickly. Like I wouldn't want to be down like this because his mates are going to kick you in the head for sure. Yeah. So that's the main ones. Now, going dead sideways with the trip, we're going to do this as a judo double foot sweep. This is a mad move. Really, really good. And works really well without the gi. So I've got my lift. And so last time we either drove him down with the body lock or knee swept. This time what we're doing is a foot sweep on this side, like we have been. But you try to make it hit the other leg. And so the feet hit together. It sounds like a bit ninja fantasy, but it's actually, it works all the time. And so it's up, and then you, and finish it just like we have been. But yeah, because you've just got a stump, you just have to kind of visualize it. But yeah, you're trying to kick one foot into the other. And I know it sounds like a bit silly, but it works. Okay. So dead sideways. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, good. That was nice. Yep, the body's starting to figure out the body lock. That's good. Just take 1 minute break. Get some water. I don't know how long we've been going for. I can't see anywhere it says it. Doesn't seem to say it. So that's the revision. Like that's right up to where we've done. So body lock, you know, all the lifts and that are more just drills. And then the corners, fronts and sides, knee in the same, and then foot in the same. And so what I thought we'd do now in the wrestling is probably for a little while move away from body locks and look at how, like, again, more drills about getting there. Because obviously those setups that we do at the start are the easiest kind of things that you'll do to try to get there. But can the opponents make that kind of hard? So what I thought we'd look at, and probably do it more in the next session, but I'll just give you a bit of a look at where we're going, is head snaps. And I showed you that briefly, one of the comps. You can do these really well on bags. And so a basic head snap is simply pulling the bag forward from a collar tie. I'm wrestling with the guy, there's a bit of push-pull, and then I pull the head suddenly forward. Now, in an ideal world, I go head snap, sprawl, get behind the guy, and there's my takedown, which actually happens a lot, especially against people who are not familiar with head snaps and go behinds, just because you can do it really, really fast. And so what we'll be looking at doing is developing, because some people, especially if they get body locked once or twice, they will start being very long and defensive in their clinches, pushing on your biceps a lot, and a lot of pushing on your face and just trying to stay out of the clinch. And that's when the head snappy type moves are really, really useful, because they're often pushing into you and you just take them down. And so that's what we're going to start looking at in the coming period is going from a head snap down, front headlock, take them down, go behind. And those kind of moves that you see wrestlers do all the fucking time. And look, he even landed like a wrestler. And, and those you can do on the heavy bag pretty well. And I think what that will mean is that in submission wrestling, where you don't get heaps of people doing open shots from the outside. I don't know about you, but the little bit of competition in submission wrestling I did, you don't get heaps of people shooting doubles from miles out.
No.
So that game isn't that big. It's more in here, on each other's arms, and then people trying to break posture. And that's where head snaps, all the different types of shucks that there are, 2-on-1s, and all the ways that you break through arm clinches, which is a really fundamental part of wrestling, and arm drags, and all this shit we can kind of start to do even though you don't have a dummy with arms, because head snaps is 90% of it. But yeah, I think maybe finish up for today because we've been wrestling for about 50 minutes and my arms are starting to die.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, Toby.
No worries. Cool, man. Talk to you soon.
See ya.